Friday. It's Friday.
Friday.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that it's Friday, you guys. So excited.
I'm sorry that I did not put any effort into my appearance.
I put a little bit of effort, but it didn't help. So I apologize for that. Just didn't help this morning. So today, you guys, we have our second American Business Spotlight person. So excited.
I just love that this is happening so much.
So excited. Okay, we're going to be introducing today. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. All Out of Paper.
All Out of Paper.
You guys. I know. Isn't that the greatest name? I love it. Okay, so it's unique, beautiful, handmade paper cut art. If you're looking for a gift made with love, and it really is made with love, you guys, love and faith for someone special in your life, something that they are going to treasure. You're going to love Robin. Robin is the owner of this company, and All Out of Paper. Okay, so Robin specializes in 2-inch by 6-inch bookmarks that are individually handmade and can be personalized. Bulk
I'm
orders.
Show one.
Bulk. Oh, cool. Bulk order. Sorry, I have to be able to talk. Are also available. Robin has been a paper cutting artist and teacher for over 40 years. And if you don't know what paper cut art is, you need to go look at her artwork samples. So detailed. I mean, super creative. She's a member of the American Guild of Paper Cutters. She is a woman of faith, and she prays over each piece of art. You guys. I mean, hello. I cannot deal either. So you got to go to our website, chicksontheright.com/sponsors, and then click on the banner for our American Business Spotlight, where you can find a link to All Out of Paper. So we need to join together, show our support for Robin and her special talent, because she is super talented and awesome. These are perfect gifts for Mother's Day. Anybody in your family who has like a birthday. I mean, this is, or anytime, really.
And you guys, look, she can take your own handwriting.
That's fantastic.
And make cards out of your own handwriting. So talk about a really personalized card to somebody, right? So everything is handmade. I mean, that's amazing.
I love this. That's the best kind of gift, right? So go to chicksontheright.com/sponsors, click on American Business Spotlight, and check out All Out of Paper. Do this. Support these people.
For real.
Support our American Business Spotlight peeps. Do that.
And if you're interested in becoming spotlit, because I see some people asking questions about that, if you are interested in becoming part of the American Business Spotlight, you just need to send an email to chicks@radioamerica.com. And our VP of sales will get back with you. If you're interested, you have a small business that you would like to promote to our community. This is the greatest win-win situation all the way around. Conservatives supporting each other and their businesses. So chicks@radioamerica.com is where you're going to want to send your email.
Do that. And then also we have a deep dive coming out tomorrow. It's dropping, as they say in the biz, it's dropping with Riley Gaines. Her new name is Riley Barker, if anybody knows.
I can't know her that way.
I can't know her as Riley Barker either, but she married a Brit. I believe she married a Brit. And they're living in Tennessee, but she is Riley Gaines to me. But anyways, we talked to her earlier in the week. She is delightful in every way. Just a sweet, wonderful lady, young lady. And that'll drop tomorrow. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. If you're like doing stuff around the house or whatever tomorrow, check it out and listen to that. Okay.
It's going to be, it's not going to be, it was good. And so when you hear it, it'll be good. You're going to like it.
Yes.
You guys, there's so much. This is going to be a jam-packed show today. Somebody said that the sound isn't working on YouTube. Is that correct? No, because I see other YouTube commenters saying that they can hear us fine. So that they're commenting in response to what we're saying. So I'm going to assume that we're working just fine. Okay, so wanted to mention a couple things. First of all, Bud Light, the CEO, came out yesterday and was like, so that whole Dylan thing, that wasn't our idea. That was like a whole other third-party agency, and they just didn't get permission from us. So that it wasn't a campaign. Why did you guys think that we were doing a campaign?
We didn't do anything. It wasn't us. We didn't hire that person. Shut up. I mean,
shut up is right.
Take responsibility. Does anybody take responsibility for anything anymore?
Nope.
I mean, I would appreciate and respect them just a little bit more if they took responsibility and said, you know what, we effed that up. We really we screwed that up. Sorry, guys. That was a big misstep, and we're going to make it up to you. and we're going to try to make better beer because our beer sucks, you know. We're going to try to do better.
But I mean, people like the beer. They just don't know who their audience is.
Do they?
And they've pissed off the people that did like their beer. Okay. So the fact that they just wouldn't apologize, wow. And he's trying to blame it on a whole other agency. Dude, there's no way a third-party agency could do that without any approval at all from anybody at Bud Light. I'm sorry, that's not a thing.
It's just they've dug themselves a hole, and you just you cannot undig yourself from the hole by blaming it on somebody else. I just think that's a terrible, terrible way to handle that. Yeah.
So anyway, that happened. Don't think it's going to help them. The other big story to get to before videos, and I cannot stop laughing at it. We've talked to you over and over and over and over and over again, in multiple different ways, showing multiple different kinds of videos about the topic of AI and how utterly terrifying it is, and how there's a lot of reasons to be concerned about it, even though it is amazing in a lot of ways too. It's going to increase productivity. There are good things and bad things, but the bad is like really bad. And so the White House has started to catch on. Hey, everybody's talking about AI. Maybe we should be concerned about AI. So they have decided this is probably something that we should get some regulation around.
Right.
I know who should be in charge of it. Kamala.
Oh, yeah. That makes complete sense. I mean, she's like, school buses, AI. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, who else would handle it except for her?
I mean, who better to be a czar of something? Look how great she's done on the border.
A czar of something so technological. I mean, she's clearly the right person for this, you guys. Clearly.
I mean, it's like, are they punking us? Is that what this is?
Yes.
I feel like the entire country is on an episode of Candid Camera, and at some point, someone's going to jump out and say, "We're just kidding." We're going to bring back like a normal president.
Right, as the country is completely on fire. It's just like we're all like, "What is going on?" Yeah, it's Kamala, you guys. It's Kamala.
She is now the AI czar. So that's great, right? Like, don't you feel so much better?
Everybody feels better. Yes, we are living in the Truman Show.
Oh my God, we are.
We are, Deborah.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I kind of hope we are, because then there would be an out, you know?
It's like,
maybe then it's right? Like,
there's no place else to go. There's like this, we're it. America is it. We can't just leave. We can't just walk out of this set. And we are the set. We're the last set. America is it. We cannot leave.
Terrifying, you guys.
It is terrifying.
And in a world of uncertainty, it's not a terrible thing to think about what you're doing with your money and where your money is sitting. Like, if you've got stocks and bonds, you know, that's fine. But like, the market is crazy. And when the market is crazy, one thing that kind of stays stable and like holds its value is gold and other precious metals. So if that's something that you've thought about and thought, is that something I should be investing in? You know, it may actually be. And the best way to figure that out is to learn about it and get free education about it. You can do that from our friends at Birch Gold. And all you have to do is text the word chicks to 989898. They are going to send you the most comprehensive, easy to understand, free information kit without a single speck of obligation when you text the word chicks to 989898. And then once you get that information, you make the decision. Is this something that you think you should invest in? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's not for you, but at least you'll know. You're going to have that education. There's no one better at that than the folks at Birch Gold. So again, text chicks to 989898 and just see. Thank you, Jessica.
It's Cinco de Mayo today.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah. I just now looked at the date. It is the Mayo de Cinco today. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Go have a margarita or something after
do that.
broadcast.
Unless that's cultural appropriation, in which case do it even harder.
I guess I was going to say, do we give a crap about that? No, we don't. No, we do not. Yeah.
Jessica said maybe Kamala can solve the whole AI thing with a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Also, if I could, just a moment of personal privilege to tell everybody what happened on TikTok, because this is just so ridiculously unbelievable. So this is the world that we live in now. We were gone. I was in Texas, then we were in Arizona together. I haven't paid attention to doing like TikTok in a few weeks. And I never hardly check my emails there or messages or notifications, whatever. So yesterday I thought I should probably see what's going on in my little notification section. And I had gotten, while we were gone, days and days ago, a notification from TikTok, the powers that be at TikTok, saying you had hateful stuff in your bio on TikTok. So we have deleted it and you're not allowed to update your own bio for 24 hours because you were bad. You were mean and hateful in your bio. So I was completely flummoxed. I was like, what could I have possibly said in my bio? You only have like, I don't know, like 50 characters or something even to say anything. And it's the same on my Instagram where I just say, oh, I'm my wife and mom and I like labs and I like low country. It was like so benign, except that I realized that I had put in there, because it's still on my Instagram, that my pronouns are go/dogs, like for Georgia, right? Because I was just making fun of how dumb pronouns are. I know Angela's like, what did you do? That's what I did. I made fun of pronouns by having go dogs in there. And that really set somebody off to report it and to make TikTok go,
China.
yeah, that's so
you set China off.
China's mad.
Which is funny to me because do people in China use pronouns?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
I'm serious. I'm asking a legit question. Do they actually abide by the pronoun rules and like through the pronoun czars? Do they actually do that kind of stuff?
I don't know.
Do they?
I don't know. Yeah. But I put it back. I just didn't put the words my pronouns are, but I put go/dogs, because how do you get angry at that? Has the world lost its ability to have a sense of humor? Is that what's happened as a result of progressivism?
Yes, they have lost. Everybody's lost. This is why comedians they're like on eggshells now. They don't go to college campuses anymore. And for the record, my pronouns now are chimichanga.
Well, you've been very
everybody knows. I have been consistent. I mean, for the past 5 years, my pronouns they've been chimi and changa. Y'all use those accordingly.
Well, don't put them on your TikTok profile.
I mean, there's no place to put them. They only allow you certain ones on Instagram, and chimi and changa are not there. And I
thought you could make up any words. Like that is what I've understood. Nope. Is that if you want to be whatever, you can be clown self or bug self. I have seen all of these on TikTok and no one gets mad at those.
They don't allow chimi and changa on Instagram, which I feel like is discriminatory.
Yeah. And they don't allow go dogs.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to let people know that happened. So be careful.
Not okay.
When you're setting your pronouns. Yesterday, of course, we talked about this whole big, huge news about the document that is unclassified somewhere in the depths of the FBI that have all this evidence that Biden has been engaged in influence peddling to foreign entities. And this is the smoking gun. And Hannity was like all excited. And remember the night before last, he was like, Hunter Biden is going to get arraigned on Thursday. Did that happen? No, that did not happen.
Who's surprised? Raise your hand. Anybody? Yeah.
It didn't happen. So you were very pessimistic, and probably rightly so, about anything actually coming out of this entire Biden document thing. And so, we're not hearing anymore. I know that there was a subpoena sent to the FBI, like pony up FBI. We know you've got this document. So far, there's been nothing provided. And so I thought I would make a little montage of 3 separate kinds of attitudes towards this entire story. First, we'll have James Comer, who has been in charge of the committee looking into all of this. So he's talking to Hannity about where they are. The next clip is of Adam Schiff being utterly unself-aware and trying to say all Republicans do is use like speculative information to make all these accusations and claims. And I'm like, do you remember Russia? Do you remember the dossier? Do you not have a mirror? Like, what is even happening? And then the last clip is of Andy McCarthy talking about this from a very neutral perspective. So we bring all the sides, right? Here on the Chicks on the Right show, we got all the sides coming at you. Here we go.
We're very confident that this does exist. We're very confident in the whistleblower. And look, this fits a pattern of behavior that the Bidens have done, because we've already identified millions of dollars into 9 different Biden family members, and we don't have any idea what they did to receive that money. There are no businesses. That's what the Biden attorneys and their friends in the media have said. Well, these were legitimate investments into different Biden business interests. There are no business interests, Sean.
It was blow art. That's what it was. That's
yeah,
all
but
it was,
why did the rest of the family get money from blow art?
They were helping. They were helping the blow. It's all about the blowing.
They were like,
they're like, we'll help you. We'll help you, Hunter.
I mean, you know, so that sounds good, right? Well, then we have Adam Schiff just totally pouring water on the whole thing.
You know, honestly, I don't think you can put much stock in anything that Mr. Comer has to say, because his track record is very poor. When they put before these so-called whistleblowers before Congress, none of it has borne out. None of it has represented what they said it would. It's been a fiasco. And so I don't know whether this is just pure speculation that they believe there's a document of an interview. Well, there are lots of interviews. It doesn't necessarily mean there's any wrongdoing. So I wouldn't give much stock to this, but I'm not surprised they push out these unsubstantiated allegations.
Face. Somebody married that guy. Somebody has sexual relations with that man.
Why do you have to say that?
Because I have to. I can't just think it alone. Everybody has to know it with me. I'm sorry, you guys. Good morning.
That is the
Happy
meanest
Friday
thing
morning.
she could have done on a Friday.
Seriously, somebody had children with him.
Really? Does he have kids?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has children.
Yeah.
Somebody procreated with that man. I'm so grossed out by that. I can't be the only one that's. I know, Curtis. I'm about ready to vomit too. Seriously, like his face. Is it just me, or does like my fist is forming when I see his face? So gross.
Travis, thank you. Travis says, I hate TikTok because of a TikTok challenge where teens are stealing Kias and Hyundais. They stole my mom's Hyundai Elantra and tore it up bad.
What?
Why is this a challenge now?
I've actually heard of that challenge, but the fact that it happened to somebody in your family, oh my gosh. Yeah, I've heard of that too. I've heard of that.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry about the procreating thing, you guys. I can't know it. Like, he's shifty. He's gross. He's creepy. He's a liar. I can't believe, like, we pay that guy.
And he doesn't even hear the words coming out of his face and how he is describing himself.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just incredible. Kayla, thank you so much. And happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Kayla Willis. Thank you so much for
happy birthday. Oh my, Star Child said he looks like the creepy puppet on Mr. Rogers. Yes.
Yeah, he does kind of look like that when he's not looking like the ghost banker. Yeah.
He does look like that puppet. That's what it is. That puppet used to give me nightmares when I was a kid. That's what it is. Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get through this last clip from Andy McCarthy talking about the same document and where we are.
1023 form. If it exists, do you think that the FBI and the DOJ would ever hand it over to a congressional committee?
No, they won't do it willingly. On the other hand, you know, courts sometimes get involved in this, John, and I think it's a big mistake for them to do that because the Constitution gives both of the political branches an arsenal to have these kinds of fights, and they occur all the time. You know, Congress can take action against the Justice Department and the FBI. They can cut their budget. They can impeach people who defy subpoenas or at least hold them in contempt. There's a lot that they can do. The executive branch may not want to give up its information, but there's a limit to how much damage they want to take when it looks like they're covering things up. So eventually these things usually get worked out by compromise, where even if they don't get the form, perhaps they get some of the information that they need for their investigation. But I think we're a ways away from seeing what's in this document, if the document exists.
Great. Fantastic.
Well, this is the thing. So we've been saying all along, they're going to try to cover it up, right? I mean, but the more they cover it up, the worse they look to us.
Right.
But Democrats are always going to be like, oh, he's such a great man. He's just such a great man. And, you know, and Hunter, you guys, he had a drug problem and he overcame it. He's such a good man.
He pays child support.
He does. It's okay that he's a crack guy and he slept with strippers. I mean, they're there. He had a
people make mistakes. That's right. He's a changed man, you guys.
He is.
This Sunday, there is another episode of Chicks Cha-Ching with Zach Abraham from Bulwark Capital. And those of you who were at our meet and greet this past weekend got to meet Zach. And it sounds like, because when we talked to him yesterday, it sounds like lots of people had good conversations with him, had lots of questions for him. And so we talked about the bank situation with him. So make sure that you're tuning in to Chicks Cha-Ching that comes out on Sunday. And so you can listen to that. And then you can also obviously visit Bulwark Capital at knowyourriskradio.com. You can either visit that, you can call them, and you can get a free copy of Zach's Common Sense Investing Guide if you call 866-779-RISK. Bulwark Capital, all about actively managing risk for their clients who are either nearing or at or in retirement. So he really understands how to manage your risk better so that you can have a safe retirement, because I know that's a huge concern to everyone, including us. So again, knowyourriskradio.com, and make sure to check out that episode of Chicks Cha-Ching this Sunday. Okay, so let's get to the next thing, because you guys, I got some Kennedy for you, and I know you love it when we have Senator Kennedy. You're going to love this clip. He is talking to, or there's a hearing with the Deputy Energy Secretary, and Senator Kennedy is speaking for all of us when he would just like to know, if we spend $50 trillion of our money, of our taxpayer money, to fight climate change, how will that actually impact the climate? That's the question, right? It's a very reasonable question. When you're asking someone to pony up $50 trillion, you should have, here's what you get for that amount of money, right?
Is it 50? It's a 50 trillion. It's 50.
I think that I can't remember. I know that's what AOC wants as part of the Green New Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the figure that Kennedy is talking about, but you're going to hear it right now in their back and forth, and it's just so prime Kennedy.
Yeah, but if you could answer my question, if we spend $50 trillion to become carbon neutral in the United States of America by 2050, you're the Deputy Secretary of Energy. Give me your estimate of how much that is going to reduce world temperatures.
So first of all, it's a net cost. It's what benefits we're having from getting our act together and reducing all of those climate benefits. We're seeing.
Let me ask again. Maybe I'm not being clear. If we spent $50 trillion to become carbon neutral by 2050 in the United States of America, how much is that going to reduce world temperatures?
This is a global problem. So we need to reduce our emissions, and we need to do everything we can.
How much, if we do our part, is it going to reduce world temperatures?
So we're 13% of global emissions.
You don't know, do you? You don't know, do you?
You can do the math. We need to.
You don't know, do you, Mr. Secretary?
Oh my God.
So we're 13% of global emissions.
If you know, why won't you tell me?
If we went to zero, that would be 13%.
You don't know, do you? You just want us to spend $50 trillion, and you don't have the slightest idea whether it's going to reduce world temperatures. Now, I'm all for carbon neutrality, but you're the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Energy, and you're advocating we spend trillions of dollars to seek carbon neutrality, and you can't, and this isn't your money and my money, it's taxpayer money, and you can't tell me how much it's going to lower world temperatures? Or you won't tell me? You know, but you won't?
In my heart of hearts, there is no way the world gets its act together on climate change unless the U.S. leads.
Tell me how much it's going to lead. You can't tell me. Either that or you won't.
Percent of global emissions.
Yeah, but if you could answer my question.
I mean, and he's all for carbon neutrality, he says. I'm not. I don't give a shit. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys are all for it. That's cool if you are. I mean, congratulations if you are. I don't know if you know this, but we're already $30 trillion, more than $30 trillion in debt. So I don't give a shit about carbon neutrality. I just don't. It's not something that's at the top of my list to pay for. Like if you have a household budget and there are certain things you need, like, I don't know, one of the first things I need is shelter, and then I need food. And then there are certain things I need. Carbon neutrality is not one of them. I don't give a shit. Don't care. So, I mean, like, we're broke. We're broke. And this is what $50 trillion. And you don't even see the ROI on that. You don't know what your return on investment is on that. It's nuts. These people are crazy. Like, it's cool that he's for that. Okay, that's cool that Kennedy's for. No, like we don't need to be paying for that. If they can't tell you what your ROI is on that, we have no business paying for something like that. Like I need to know what I'm getting for that money. If he can't tell us what that is, we say no. No.
Well, and what's worse is that guy is trying to suggest that the United States, has to lead, which means the United States has to do the suffering. We have to put our own citizens at risk and tank the country so that other people copy the model in the hopes that we might lower the temperature by what, like a degree? What are we doing?
We're stapling money to the clouds. That's what we're doing. We're taking money and we're stapling it to the clouds. We're not. It's so stupid. Like, why are people so stupid now?
Because they believe idiots like Greta Thunberg.
Like they believe 15-year-olds that are like, I need to take your money, not my money, but your money, and then staple it to the sky, to the weather.
How many calamitous predictions need to not come true before people realize they're being played? How many?
It's all going into politicians' pockets. All of it. It all has. That's why Al Gore is loaded and I'm not. It's like, good Lord, everybody, get a grip. Oh my goodness.
It's just, wow. Okay. All right. So anyway, there was your Kennedy moment for the day. I'm about to introduce you to another senator who is extraordinary in his level of calm. There was a hearing yesterday for for Biden's nominee for the ambassadorship to Jordan, and it's this woman named Yael Lempert. And so she's being,
that's her name.
That's her name.
Okay.
Yael.
Lempert.
Yael Lempert.
All right.
And so she's being, obviously questioned about her experience, credentials, et cetera, belief system, like what she plans to do, et cetera, et cetera. So I've never heard of the senator before. He's not someone I'm familiar with, hasn't made a lot of waves, hasn't gotten a lot of publicity, but Senator Hagerty is questioning this particular nominee about the border, because apparently the Biden budget has a line item in it. I think it's like 140 million, maybe more, maybe it's a B. I forget. You'll hear the number allotted to protect and secure the border of Jordan. Okay. So this senator starts a line of questioning that at first you can tell that Yale isn't quite picking up on what he's leading her to.
The end game, what the end game is there.
Right. And then you start to see her figure it out and become very, very uncomfortable. Because this entire administration is so hypocritical on the border and so interested in other countries' borders at the expense of ours.
Right.
And that's where he's trying to get her. Never gets her there, but makes the point beautifully. This is a long clip. I couldn't cut it, you guys. I couldn't. There was just no way. So, and I guarantee you that you're going to be riveted the entire time. Check this out.
I'd like to stay on the topic of Jordan, if I could, Ms. Lempert. Is border security important?
Senator, thank you for the question. More security for Jordan or?
Border security.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, Senator, border security is very important.
Do you support physical security measures like border walls?
God. In Jordan, Senator?
Let's stay on Jordan.
I think I would have to defer to the Jordanians whether they think that such measures.
Well, we're spending American taxpayer dollars for border security in Jordan. Are you familiar with the president's budget request?
I am, sir, in terms of moving forward border security in Jordan, yes.
$110 million is requested in the fiscal year 2024 budget
to
include border security for Jordan. And you request that. You support that request. I just want to make this clear.
I do support that request.
Okay. Hasn't the United States government built a giant wall along Jordan's border?
The wall, Yale.
On the border
With
between
United
Jordan
States taxpayer dollars, has the U.S. government built a wall along Jordan's
racist.
border?
It's really
the
racist.
U.S. government has worked with Jordan to enhance its border security in a variety of ways, Senator.
Let's be clear. U.S. taxpayer dollars have been deployed in this regard. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And as our nominee, you'd be responsible for overseeing future funding in this regard. Is that correct?
That is correct, Senator, if confirmed.
In fact, the omnibus last year provides for at least $150 million for border security in Jordan.
Oh, no.
It's a large amount of taxpayer dollars. And if you think about the purpose of this, is to provide physical security, to keep people from illegally crossing into Jordan. Isn't that correct?
It is to provide physical security, to stop drug smugglers, to
really?
deal with the threat of Jordan's neighbor, Syria.
Oh, crap.
Obviously, the conflict there continues, and it's a dangerous neighborhood.
I would think
is
that
it?
if the funding request that's been put in place for the coming year is the size it is, there must be a belief that this sort of funding is important and that this sort of physical security is effective. Is that correct?
In the Jordanian context, I do believe that is correct, Senator.
Well, you've been very clear to talk about this in the Jordanian context. I just think it's an important lesson for us to learn as Americans.
Right.
That we're spending United States taxpayer dollars to support border security in a country that we're trying to build stronger relations with.
Yeah.
I think we ought to be learning a lesson ourselves, because there's not a penny in the president's budget to support our own border security here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, that guy is a gangster. I love him. Oh my God, he's freaking awesome. I would never be able to retain my composure like that. I would be
He was
screaming.
so calm.
Oh my God, he's the goat. He's just like so calm. I would have been screaming at her. There's no way I would have been able to retain that. God, she's an idiot.
I know.
Who
That was
are these people? How do they get these jobs?
That was
She's
a
just-
masterful.
I love the face. Like, she started figuring out at the end. She's like, "Oh crap! I guess the."
Do you
border-
mean in the Jordanian context?
Oh, crap. Maybe it is kind of important. But
It's
there's
like, how
drugs.
do they not ever see?
But
How?
there's drugs in Jordan. There's oh shit. There may be some drugs here too. Oh my God.
Yeah, because it's really dangerous when there's drug smugglers. We need to prevent that.
In Jordan.
Do you
There's
think?
drugs in Jordan. What an idiot.
I
Oh my
know.
God,
It's just amazing. It's like Adam
Right.
Schiff going, yeah, it's really too bad
Yeah.
that you just use like really terrible information and just make speculative charges.
Why would you do that? Why would you make crap up? I can't. Well,
Democrats, man.
they're like a whole other
dumb.
species. A whole
Oh my
other one.
God. They really are.
Ugh.
You guys, are you taking your greens?
Yes.
Make sure that you're taking your greens.
I am.
I'm not trying to mom you, but I got to mom you a little bit.
We're
Because
totally
if you're not,
momming you.
if you're not getting your daily allowance of fruits and vegetables that you need in order to maintain your optimum health, then this is your answer. This is so delicious and so easy. You just take a scoop of this yummy, delicious powder, you throw it in some water, you mix it up, you chug it down, boom, you're healthy. Okay, I mean, it's probably not that simple. You need to take your vitamins too. But this is a really good way of taking your fruits and vegetables if you cannot possibly eat as much as they actually recommend. Field of Greens makes it so easy. And listen, I was a huge skeptic about green like health powders. I was like, there's no way that a green powder doesn't taste horrible.
They usually do.
Yeah, but this doesn't. It tastes like a fruit drink. It tastes like a treat. And that's why I sometimes overdo it, which I do not recommend. I do not recommend that. But you should definitely get a glass a day, and it's delicious. And I would not tell you this if it wasn't true. I love the stuff. I drink it every day, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I have more energy. And you can get 15% off an order of Field of Greens. By the way, they have a bunch of different flavors. So you just choose what you like best. And they even have the kind that have extra caffeine, which you can tell I obviously do not need, but you can have that if you need it. And you can get the 15% by using code CHICKS at fogchicks.com, F-O-G chicks.com. That stands for Field of Greens. So fogchicks.com, use code CHICKS. You're going to get 15% off your first order. You should definitely check that out immediately. Yes, my ear is better. Thank you so much for asking, Jackie.
Yes.
The grossest stuff came out of it.
You did.
TMI.
She sent me a picture. This is what we do. And I was like,
you're my best friend, so you have to see this.
Congratulations. Yeah, it was really, this is what
Oh
we
my
do.
God.
We cheer each other on with all of our bodily functions. This is what we do as best
This
friends.
is what we
you
do.
guys. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I meant to show you guys at the end of that clip of Hagerty, because we talked about yesterday, like how bad things are in El Paso. And remember how we said, listen, when people start needing food and water and there's not enough resources, what's going to happen? Freaking chaos and madness and crime, and it's going to get ugly.
Surprise!
Here's just a little taste of what's going on right outside a supply truck in El Paso. I'm going to bring this video back.
Oh my God.
Right? It's World War Z.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already getting really, really sketchy.
I really wish you would have juxtaposed that with the scene in World War Z. Where all the zombies are climbing the wall. You know?
I should have.
You guys remember the scene in World War Z where the zombies are climbing the wall? Like she should have juxtaposed. People are going to be mad that I'm saying that, but it's true.
But that's
it's
what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. It's like, because they're, and it's going to get even worse. I mean, nothing's changed. That's just like, that's before anything has changed. Any legislation has changed. That's before. I mean, it's just wait. And then wait till it comes to your city, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to get so ugly. I swear this administration is such a disgrace.
It does, but it looks like a third world country, Becky. You're absolutely right. And this, you know, if people are like, oh, that's El Paso, it's not going to, it's coming. Just
wait.
Yesterday, we talked a lot about the Jordan Neely case that, of course, is like he's going to be the new George Floyd. We've got people like AOC just absolutely clamoring with support over Jordan, who was a 42 plus time arrested person for including violence against, like, he punched a 67-year-old woman in the face. And we didn't know yesterday the context of what led to the Marine putting him in that chokehold, right? Well, now we're starting to learn what led up to that, and I'll just let the news report speak for itself.
Shows 3 strap hangers subduing the 30-year-old man after witness Juan Alberto Vasquez says he got on the northbound F train and began acting aggressively, threatening riders. Law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case confirm his account, saying according to a witness, the man began shouting, quote, "I want food. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm ready to go back to jail, and I'll hurt anyone on this train."
Okay, that's lovely.
The man got on the subway car and began to say a somewhat aggressive speech, saying that he was hungry, he was thirsty, and he didn't care about anything. He didn't care about going to jail, that he didn't care that he gets a big life sentence. And it doesn't matter if he died.
Vasquez says he was scared and believes others on the train were too. That's when he says a 24-year-old rider came up behind the man and put him in a chokehold, holding him there on the ground. 2 other men standing over them also helped subdue the man.
If there was fear, the people who were bluish or who were there, where he separated everything, moved from their place. I stayed sitting in my place because it was a little further away. But obviously those moments, well, one thinks fear, one thinks he may be armed.
Of course, that's what they think.
AOC and all those people who were like, oh my God, poor guy, they need to ride the subways. They need to ride the subways. No security. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, they're so out of touch. It's like they're so quick to say this guy is the victim. Okay, well then you get on the subways and you deal with what these people have to deal with every day. All the crime and the mayhem in that city. Because they don't have to deal with it. They have security paid for by us. You know, that's what they deal with is none of this. They're safe. These people aren't safe on subways because of, you know, mentally ill people who have been in and out of jail 40 something times, like this guy.
And amazingly, it's like it's freaking Mayor Adams and Kathy Hochul that are being reasonable about this and wanting all the facts to come out and let the investigation play out. If people are scared for their lives, they're allowed to defend themselves. And listen, it sucks that this guy died in the process, but that Marine probably saved lives in the process. And AOC can go to hell, honestly.
It used to be that you were able to defend yourself. It used to be in this country that that's what you were able to do. But we're getting to a point now where, you know, the criminals are running the show.
And people become afraid to get
do
involved.
Anything. To do anything. And so that's where we are. I was saying that's where we're heading, but that's where we are right now. So, and then when you have, you know, Congress critters saying that the criminal is the one in the right. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? So you get your butt on a subway, AOC.
That's right. Gosh, that just makes me so mad. Not to freak everybody else out about the state of this administration and how absolutely useless they are, and not to make, put fear in your hearts about the threat of nuclear war with Russia. But you probably heard that there was a drone attack on the Kremlin that Russia is now blaming the United States for. No one is actually taking credit for this attack. And so lots of questions are being asked, of course, to the White House administration and John Kirby in particular. And I'll just let you see, I'll let you see him instilling confidence in the American people with this kind of response.
Expect to ever be in a position to be able to confirm whether this drone attack took place or not?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. I cannot with this guy.
That was the answer. I don't know.
Oh my God. You guys.
You feeling good about this administration? Feeling good, everybody? Sleeping well? Yeah, that's where we are. Wow. I know. I mean, all I can do is laugh. I can't, if I allow myself to actually think about all of this stuff in a serious way, I would be in the depths of despair.
You just be in the corner in fetal position, rocking back and forth. This is the thing, because he's the guy in charge. He's the guy in charge, and he's literally the little girl in the meme going, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Wow.
Oh my God.
These are the adults. These are the adults in the room.
Ah, geez. Oh my gosh. There, you're back.
Dang it.
Hello. There you are. Okay.
Dang it. Yeah. I cannot, but that's the adult. He's the adult in the room. He's the guy that's supposed to be in charge of things. You're supposed to look to him for answers, and that's the answer he gives you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not like it's not dangerous. It's not like we're playing with nukes or anything. It's not like we're dancing around that issue.
It's fine.
Oh my God.
You guys.
Michael Schellenberger, the guy, one of the Twitter files expose people, and the reason for my name today, Michael Schellenberger, he has released a video yesterday on Twitter that was very upsetting to watch, that it relates to what's happening on a global scale with free speech and how it could impact all of us in ways that we probably can't even fathom just yet. And so I wanted to share this clip with everybody in case you missed it.
Over the last few months, my colleagues and I have documented the emergence of a censorship industrial complex, which has censored ordinary Americans online. But until a few days ago, we did not understand that governments around the world were on the cusp of imposing what can only be described as a totalitarian system to end freedom of speech as we know it. The European Union in particular is seeking sweeping new powers to regulate social media companies. Because of its economic power and its global influence, the EU may change how social media companies operate worldwide. Under the EU's Digital Services Act, large tech companies must share their data with so-called vetted researchers from nonprofits and academia, which would then cede content moderation to NGOs and their state sponsors. But the attacks are also underway in the US. The so-called Restrict Act, which is sponsored by Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, threatens a 20-year prison sentence or $250,000 fine to anyone who accesses blacklisted websites through a so-called virtual private network, which are ways to create private connections between computers or phones and the internet. Also, in Ireland, the government may soon be able to imprison citizens simply for possessing material that officials describe as hateful. In Canada, a state agency can filter and manipulate what Canadians see online. In Australia, a single government official can compel social media companies to remove posts. There has been no moment similar to this one in the roughly 30 years of widespread public internet usage in Western societies. Officials have introduced these policies mostly in the dead of night with little publicity or outcry. There's been a virtual blackout of what's happening by mainstream news media companies, with many of them appearing to support the new laws. We are thus witnessing the emergence of a governmental apparatus with the power to control the information environment in ways that determine what people believe to be true and what they believe to be false.
Question everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And make a note of this web address, public.substack.com. And there's more information there. It's absolutely terrifying.
It is terrifying. Yeah. And we've seen more and more of it over the past couple of years. People are like, oh, no one gets squelched. No one gets suppressed. No one gets censored. It's not happening. Those are the people that are not questioning. They're not critical thinkers and they're not questioning. And they're also statists. They want to be controlled by the government. And listen, we lived through it with COVID. You guys saw it. I mean, you saw people who were just so willing to just take what the government fed them and then shake their heads and go, oh yeah, I'll do exactly what you tell me to do.
I need 20 masks. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you saw it with family members, people who you never dreamed and friends, people you never dreamed would do that. And you were like, oh my gosh, that person's doing that. Like, I thought they would never do that. I mean, you all experienced that with people that you knew, and it's going to it will happen with information. It'll happen in the next couple of years, I would imagine, with just regular information. And, it's surprising. Like, people surprised me. Yeah. There are so many people who are willing to just take what's fed to them and not question it. It'll just keep happening. So question everything. Think critically. Teach your kids to do it. Teach your grandkids to do it. It's a whole new world, man.
It's a terrifying new world. And I don't want to be Captain Bring Down, which is why I'm about to bring back the room, right? Like, we're going to bring up the temperature and we're going to make things right again by showing you the latest leaked video of Tucker. The Media Matters and Fox News think is going to make us look unfavorably upon him. So I've got that clip, and then I have a little surprise after it, a little trip down memory lane, if you will. So here those two clips come.
You don't have to answer. It's personal. I'm not speaking of you, but more in general of ladies. When they go to the ladies' room and powder their noses, is there actually nose powdering going on?
Sometimes.
Ooh. I like the sound of that.
Most of the time it's lipstick.
Do pillow fights ever break out? You don't have to.
Not in the bathroom.
Okay, not in the bathroom.
Not in the bathroom.
That'd be more a dorm activity. Okay.
A dorm activity.
I'm sorry. So you are such a good sport, such a good person. Thank you. I know you do, but you do not deserve that, and I mean it with great affection.
I got you, man. Which way do you want to go?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Let me tune in.
I mean, isn't he horrible?
Oh my God, it's just horrible. Like, she probably is going to sue. I would love every bit of that conversation.
Oh my God. He's fantastic. And I remembered yesterday that he, way back in the day, appeared on Dancing with the Stars. So
oh my God.
You know what? If there are people out there that did not know that he appeared on Dancing with the Stars, they need to experience his appearance on Dancing with the Stars. And it all starts with the ripping off of his infamous bow tie. Here it is.
Dancing the Cha-Cha-Cha, Tucker Carlson and his partner Elena Grinyenko.
Oh my God. I cannot. This is the greatest.
Calling now, round the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time's right for dancing in the street, dancing
Look at him go.
Chicago.
Oh my God.
Down in New Orleans.
He's so terrible. So bad.
All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. There'll be
Anyway,
He's
I just
so
had to share it.
bad. He's so
I know.
bad. I think he got kicked off like immediately.
It was pretty fast.
Sure, he got kicked off like
It was
right
pretty
away.
fast.
Yeah, there's not a lot of rhythm there. It's a lot of really bad dancing, you guys.
But I mean, it was so cute.
It's great that he did it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it was fine. It was perfectly fine.
She uses the word "fine" to describe his dancing. It's bad, you guys. It's really bad.
It was fine. It was so cute. I love him.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got quite a montage. It is transtacular, you guys. It is transorific.
Fabulous. It's bad. It's really bad.
It is. There's a lot going on.
Right.
5 different clips because I couldn't eliminate any of them. They're all so insane. So, and we'll stop in between each one and reflect on what we've just seen. Okay. So this first one that you're about to see is, in case the comment is too small to read, it's a TikTok. It's a trans person. I don't even know, but it's a trans person responding to a comment from someone saying, please stop comparing suicide rates of trans people to the actual Holocaust and genocide, because that's deeply offensive, as it of course is.
It is.
And so this person has a response, and here it is.
Please stop misusing the word genocide. It's offensive to Jewish people. Yeah, see, here's the thing, though. I'm not misusing the word. Transgender people are facing an act of genocide right now. The laws that are being passed against my community right now are absolutely directly responsible for the astronomical unaliving rate that we have. 52% of trans people last year considered unaliving.
I mean, okay, really? So it's the Holocaust?
Yeah.
Come on.
Shut up.
God. And you don't get to compare taking your own life to what happened to the Jews in World War II. I'm sorry.
Right. You don't.
Those are 2 very different things.
Yeah, just shut up. I'm just seriously, I cannot.
Now, this next one that you're going to see is this weirdo who wants you to think that if he just put a mask over his face, you would never know if he's a man or a woman. You would just have no clue. That's what he wants you to believe. And if you don't believe that, just listen.
I don't really know how else to tell you this, but if you saw me dressed like this, walking down the street in my heels, pretend I shaved my beard and I had one of these on my face, you would have no fucking clue. All right?
Yeah, I actually
don't really
would.
Personally use passing as like my threshold for womanhood. I understand that a lot of trans people want to pass. It's a goal. I respect it deeply. It is not one of mine. It's not how my fluidity functions. I don't live for the validation of other people deciding what they think that my gender passes as. I love my presentation. I don't need your validation from it. I do not receive this. And I would really caution you about policing other people's gender expressions, because it's just not your fucking business. If you look at me and you see a man, that's your transphobia that you are projecting onto people like me. And
then why are you talking about it on TikTok? Why are you talking about it?
Phobia to look at him as a man, because that's what he is.
Yeah, and there's there's a penis in those silk pants that we can visibly see. On top of that, you're woolly like animal. Like there's hair all over your arms and your armpits, and chicks don't do that. Like
there's also a giant Adam's apple.
Yeah, I mean it's visible that you're a dude. It's like everybody can see it. Everybody.
I did see Elise Myers is one of the people I think that has made that phrase, I don't receive this, as a new popular thing.
Oh, that's
and so if you just don't like what you're hearing, I don't receive that.
It's kind of like speaking truth to power. I hate that crap. Who made that up? I hate that speaking truth to power bull crap.
Yeah,
like whoever made that up, you just need that person. Just it's not cool. I don't like it.
The big problem, of course, with this whole trans ideology is the impact it has on kids. And when parents themselves are responsible for damaging their own kids in ways that cannot be reversed, that's when it becomes really problematic. And just to give you an example of some of the crazy, we've got this woman who's speaking in front of some sort of hearing about this issue, talking about how she knew that her child was trans. And you guys, it has to do with food,
vegetables.
Listen.
Had anxiety and would never sleep, and we couldn't figure out what the problem was. We took him to specialists and neurologists, and he had brain scans trying to figure out why he couldn't sleep. Then as he grew, he got to sleeping, but his food choices were odd. They were always like green vegetables, raw green vegetables, which if you know kids, most kids don't like to eat those things.
For sure, trans.
And then
right, totally trans.
Puberty. all of those things, once we figured out that he was transgender, when he came to us and told us that he was transgender, when we went back and realized that the pattern of everything that he had experienced as a child, including eating green vegetables because that boosts testosterone,
oh my God,
were just methods
I
of
cannot.
his body trying to become who he was meant to be.
Yeah, yeah. You
his
guys,
brain does not match his physiology.
Oh. Okay.
That is so ridiculous.
It's the party of science, you guys. It's the party of science is telling you that if your kid likes vegetables, it's trans. Your
It's the
kid
broccoli,
is trans.
you guys. It's the broccoli.
It's the yeah, and I will have you know, like I sent this to Mock, and I was like, listen, because your son is big into vegetables. Like this is one thing that we always talk about because my daughter hates vegetables. Your son's always loved vegetables. I'm like, obviously he was trans and you just didn't know it. You never knew this. Hello. This is completely batshit. Like,
I know.
This
and
is
it just
so
shows
crazy.
you an example of what happens when these parents get sucked into the ideology. They actually just allow their kids to tell them, I want you to mutilate my genitals.
Yes.
And so I'm going to eat broccoli until you do.
This is all about her and not at all
Right.
about the kid. This is all about her getting attention, and it has nothing to do with science or like this. And they will preach to you about science. They will tell you that they're the party of science. She is crazy, this woman.
You want to see crazy and party of science. Allow me to share with you this next video, which is of a trans woman, so a biological male who's gone all in and even had the bottom surgery, right? So he got rid of the twig and berries, and now he has like a
Barbie
man-made
thing, like
a pouch, the Barbie pouch, right?
Pouch, yeah.
Which okay, like if you're gonna go to that extreme, that's on you. You do you, boo. The problem is that this person has decided that since he now has a vagina, he needs to wear tampons, which is utterly unnecessary.
Doesn't make any sense. You don't, again with the science, again with the party of science, you don't understand how any of this works. Yeah.
But my favorite part of this, because he takes you through the whole process of buying a tampon and then inserting a tampon. I promise there's nothing gross shown. But then when he tries to tell you, oh yeah, like when people ask you if you can feel when a tampon is in, you totally can. They're super uncomfortable. That's when you know that that's a dude, right? Like women do not have that issue. Actual women do not feel a tampon once it's in. I'm sorry to be all TMI with you guys, but like women know this is true.
Exactly. Women know it's what. Exactly.
So just watch.
The kind she likes, and I'm gonna go pay for them now. This is definitely one of those things I never thought I'd ever do in my life. Okay, so I'm back home, and I'm about to insert one. But a couple things. One is, from what I've been told, taking a tampon out of a dry vagina really isn't something that's advisable. In order to prevent that, what I've decided to do is basically lube myself up a little. And what I'm using is a little trusty coconut oil. Now this thing is a miracle product. I don't know if you guys have ever used this. Put a pretty generous amount of it inside me, and I'm hoping that'll keep things from getting sticky and dry. I know we're getting way into TMI here, but hey, if you watch this far, you might as well watch the rest. I'm gonna read the back to see what it says. Smooth finish for added comfort. Well, I certainly hope so. Sure grip applicator. We wanna have a sure grip, that's for sure. Tampons are associated with toxic shock syndrome. To prevent TSS, I think it's probably advisable I don't keep it inside me for too long. Okay. So I'm assuming you kind of put this up inside. Whew. It's a kind of a feeling of fullness in a way I've kind of never experienced before. It's really weird and slightly uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it in a couple hours and I don't know, maybe do jumping jacks, yoga.
Why?
Because you don't need it. You don't need it. I swear, mental illness is rampant.
Oh my God, it's out of control, man.
Not only that, but you know what women don't do? They don't get on TikTok and talk about inserting tampons. That's one thing that we don't do. We don't go around going, hey, you guys, watch me insert a tampon. I'm going to like tell you how I do it. That's something that actual biological women don't do.
Because we don't have to do that because nobody actually wants to have to do it. Periods suck. Okay.
Right.
And this person isn't actually having one. There's no bleeding. There's no uterus. There's nothing about that person that requires a tampon.
Real women don't do what that individual just did. Real women don't do that.
is even happening? Well, and this last video in this montage is of a trans activist who is very, very upset because some time ago in a Walgreens in San Francisco, a Black trans person shoplifted or attempted to shoplift in the San Francisco Walgreens, and a security guard intervened, and then there was a physical altercation, at which point the security guard felt that his life was threatened and shot and killed the Black trans thief. Okay. And so naturally, because this is the outcome of that scenario, there was huge outcry. And what you're about to see is an activist very upset that a trans person was killed in this altercation. And here is the level of discourse, I guess you can say, that the activist used to get her point, his point, whatever, across.
It's point.
Like, brace yourself because it's loud.
Yeah, you may want to turn your volume down.
This is helpful.
This is really, yeah. Okay, so.
I mean, that's
okay.
Good argument.
Sorry,
I can't.
This is we're really gonna take that individual seriously, aren't we? I mean,
that's a powerful point.
It is
that he's making there.
Is it a he? What is it?
I don't know.
What is happening there? What is going on? Yeah, for the first one that needs to be put in the mental institution, right?
Right.
That's the first one. Back. March that person right in there. Because I'm done. I mean, seriously, if you don't think that individual is mentally unstable,
you didn't think that was a compelling argument? What?
Seriously, like point one, point two. Let me go a little louder. Good Lord, these people are crazy. Yeah. That is where we are. That again is what the GOP and the RNC, that's what they should use as their ad. These are liberals. Do you want to be on that side or do you want to be on our side? Because I mean, this is all we need to do. If I were in charge of marketing for the RNC, I would play that on a loop and just make that our campaign and be like, you want to be on the side of crazy or be on the side of sanity? It's like, what side do you want to be on? Because these people are crazy. Period.
Legit cray. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of cray, let's get to your whack. Do you want me to share anything?
Yeah, you can share. Because listen, I want to say this is whack, but it's not even whack anymore. It's not. I can't even say that it's whack because this chick is, okay, she's a professor. She obviously lived her whole life as a Native American. She got all these jobs, blah, blah, blah. So she's like the Rachel Dolezal, right? She's the newest Rachel Dolezal. I can't say that she's a terrible person because why can't she do this? Why can't she identify as a Native American if she's white? Why can't she do this? We've got dudes swimming in the NCAA on women's teams. Like they got full packages going in there and kicking the crap out of women and taking their trophies. I don't see why this is a problem. Why can't she identify as a Native American? Why can't she? Why is she getting in trouble? I don't get it.
Well, and that is exactly what's whack. The fact that this is where we are now, that you can identify as anything you want. She could say that she was a 7-foot Native American.
Right. Why can't
I say she's not?
Why can't she say she's black? Why can't anybody say that they're anything? Why can't I identify as a tiger? Why? I mean,
this is the precedent that's been set.
This is the thing. So I don't see what the big deal is. So if she's getting in trouble for this, she shouldn't get in trouble for it because liberals have made the bed and they need to freaking sleep in it. So I don't, this is whack, but it's not really whack. I mean, to us,
people are trying to say this is different because, she profited and she used this as a way to get jobs and prestigious positions.
Well, so did Leah Thomas.
Exactly.
Leah Thomas profited too. He was like 438th in men's swimming. And then he went in and became number 1 in women's swimming. He profited too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see what the difference is. Somebody's going to have to explain to me what the difference is because I don't see it.
Well, I mean, the
just
rules
don't.
are the rules, and they keep setting them, so they need to live by their own rules, right?
Yeah,
And so I
lie
don't
in
see
it.
why this is a bad thing.
Lie in your bed. I mean, I just don't see if it's gender, it's sex, whatever. It's all the same. I mean, if you want to identify as something that you're not, then this is what's going to happen. And liberals are going to have to deal with all this crap because they have set the rules. So deal with it.
They have created the blurred lines.
Yeah.
Blurred
you know
lines.
you want it. You know you want it.
I mean, it's true though. Like that. And by the way, she wrote like a truly apologetic apology. Right. So I read her statement because now, you know, there's calls for her to resign, whatever. So she says that she grew up with all these stories passed down from a couple generations about.
So she's Elizabeth Warren.
She's Elizabeth Warren, and she essentially just was like, so I believe the stories, and like, and now I've discovered that, oh my God, I'm a total white person, and I feel terrible. Like I'm so sorry. And as a researcher, as a PhD researcher, I should have known better. And I'm just like, oh my God, I feel awful, and I've hurt people, and I take full accountability. She couldn't have apologized any harder, but it's never enough for the cancel police, right? It's never enough. An apology is actually worse than if you just continue on with your life.
They're such hypocrites. They're canceling her, but yet they're celebrating Leah Thomas. Like liberals are crazy.
They're nuts. They make no sense whatsoever.
Right, they don't
at all.
Pick a lane. Pick a freaking lane, people.
They can't pick any lanes. They just can't.
Crazy.
All right, it is time for some MyPillow talks, and of course, MyPillow talks are brought to you by MyPillow, which is having that big buy one get one sale on the MyPillow 2.0 version, which is so awesome, particularly in summer months because it's got that cooling technology where you're not constantly looking for the cool spot on your pillow. So if you haven't tried them and you like the original MyPillow, your world is about to be rocked by the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one when you use code CHICKS at mypillow.com/chicks. I have not used TurboTax in years because, of course, now you and I are business owners. It's a whole world of complication where you need an actual professional to help you with your taxes. But people that I remember using TurboTax in the day, and I can imagine how ridiculous it's gotten. This guy does a great little imitation of what it's like to use TurboTax now.
What was the number in box 5B of your 1040C from 2017? I'd have to check. Do you want to upgrade to premium? No. You sure? Yes. What do you do for work? I work in sales. Did you make any income from farming or fishing? No. Who did you and you said you don't want to premium? No. How many trees did you plant in 2022? How many trees? 0. How are you enjoying TurboTax so far? It's not been great, honestly. How much did you spend last How'd you know I have a cat? Did you donate to charity? Yeah, I did. Okay, how much? $500. That's not enough. What? What do you mean? Have you ever killed a veteran? No. Do you not want to not upgrade to not no. Congrats on the upgrade. You now have access to live support. I actually do have one question about. Oh, they're all busy. You can't talk to them. Also, you owe $8,000.
God, it's so. It just seems so apropos. Yeah.
Also, I think we all, I love the way that this video lines up or outlines rather the stages of dog hunger and the stages that they go through to make sure that they let you know that they're hungry.
I got many comments on one of my last videos regarding the family banana, and I thought it'd be a nice time to show you the 5 stages of Mickey realizing it's time to eat. So here we go. Stage 1 is simply existing. Basically, if he is breathing, that means he is hungry. So it is very black and white with him. Stage 2 is encroachment, which means wherever you are, he will also be. He will follow you into the bathroom, the shower, and just get as close to you as possible. So he can let you know that his tummy is rumbling. Stage 3 is distant pouting. This one is self-explanatory, and I don't have anything further to explain other than he is incredibly dramatic. But it's okay. Stage 4 is what I like to call the jukes, and this is where he acts like he's trying to beat a defender in basketball, but in reality, it is just me, and he's the one in his own way. And stage 5 is the drool. Mickey has a chronic condition called leaky face, and while it is gross, it is just who he is, and he's Pavloved himself into realizing this is how he gets food, so we just have to do this twice a day for the rest of his life. So
Cash has that. Cash totally has that. He has the drools.
Ella gets them too when she knows food is coming.
Right,
she gets
one long string, and it like goes all the way to the ground. I like to see how long it can get before I have to get a paper towel and clean it up. I'm like, dude, that's gross. It's all gummy and nasty. Yeah, gross.
I don't know why this made me think of you and me, but like this comedian, she does this thing and she puts so much effort into her comedy. I have to give her props for that. So she likes to imitate what school was like and what we looked like when we were in middle school.
Oh my God.
So you probably never looked like this. I'm
No,
positive that I had shades of this.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And so she's acting out what her and her best friend were doing like in school when they wanted to ask a boy to come to the mall with them. And I just imagine that this would have been you and me if we had been in middle school together.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Becca.
Alina sent me here to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay.
Today after school, so we're gonna go to the mall today, after school. And Alina just wanted to know if you want to come to the mall with us today after school. Today.
How do we get to the mall?
One moment. He wants to know how we get to the mall. Oh, my mom can take us. Okay. Alina's mom can take us.
Can Brandon come?
One moment. He wants to know if you can bring Brandon. Yes. Okay.
Oh, can Brandon come?
Yeah, you can bring whoever you want to. We don't care. He can't go today. He has to go meet his dad's new girlfriend. But he's asking if you want to go tomorrow. Oh my God! Yes! Go tell him. Go. Oh, right.
That would listen. That blue eyeshadow is like on point. It's so on point. God, so much blue eyeshadow. I feel like there'd be more perm. My hair was so
crimping.
big. A lot of
crimping.
A lot of crimping and perming going on. Yes. But the little clips are great too. We also had those ribbon barrettes. You guys know what I'm talking about from the 80s. The ribbon barrettes that had like the ribbons
you would make them, right?
You'd make them and they'd hang down and they had beads on them. Very Olivia Newton-John. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes there would also be a headband, a very thin headband.
Yes.
That was hot.
So hot. And there were banana clips. A lot of banana clips.
So many banana clips.
By the way, that's Alina Bach. If you want to find her on TikTok, she's hilarious. And I'm going to show you another video too. I might have to mute it because of the music, but it shows the difference between teenagers today putting on makeup and how we did it back in the day.
I'm not your friend.
Oh my God. Right.
And this was
so true. It is so true. God.
Not your friend.
I know they're so gorgeous now.
I know.
I look at they're so beautiful. I look at my daughter and her face is like all natural and pretty. And I'm just like, who are you? I was so awkward and gross and blue.
Oh
Everything was blue. It's so true.
So
they skip it. They skip the awkward phase.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
They don't get to go through that. Yeah.
I know this is funny. I don't remember why, so I'm just going to play it.
So some people argue that emotional support animals aren't as important for their owners as service animals because emotional support animals don't actually do a job for their owner. But Desmond here is an emotional support animal, and I am going to give you an example of him doing his job when I'm anxious. So watch this. Desmond, I'm feeling anxious. Okay. So it may have been hard to catch there, but what Desmond did was that he actually telepathically told me to shut my bitch ass up.
And that is the kind of emotional support he needed.
Right. That's it right there. What is that dog?
I don't know. It's like a Shiba, like one of those.
I don't know. Does anybody know what kind of dog that is? Somebody says it's a Pomeranian with a haircut. That's what Benjamin said.
It's that big dog for a Pomeranian, isn't it? I could be wrong.
I don't know. I've never had a dog like that. I have only gigantic.
It is a Pomeranian.
Okay. It's gigantic dogs.
Also, I love Matt Cutshall and his girlfriend. I don't remember her name right now, but they crack me up, and this whole exchange is perfect.
Why do you follow like 300 Instagram models? It's literally all I see in your feed.
You really want to know why?
Yeah.
I don't want to follow over 300 Instagram models. I follow them because of you.
Oh.
Each and every girl that pops up into my feed is simply there to remind me of you. And how lucky I am to have you and not them. Every ass, every set of tan, oily legs, every boob popping out of a tube top is simply there to remind me of how lucky I am to have what I got right here. Right in front of me. I'm lucky. Damn you. That's why I follow them, okay?
Then why are you liking every single photo?
Because every heart.
Unfollow them now.
Okay, I'll unfollow them right now.
Oh my God.
Also, okay, the last one is a guy that we can all relate to at just getting sleep-related injuries as you age. Just
Yes.
aging in general.
It sucks.
It sucks. Hide your
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
Hide your wives. He's very upset and very, very spitty. Okay, very, very spitty.
But here's the deal. I injured myself taking a shit. And now I'm also starting to get cramps at night when I sleep. You ever get a hamstring cramp in the middle of the night while you're sleeping?
Yeah.
Or calf cramps? The fuck?
The calf
What's
one.
going on? I'm sleeping. I'm not running a marathon. I know. Everyone says the same thing. Oh, you got to drink more water. If I drink more water, then I have to get up and piss every 15 minutes.
True.
I can't drink more water. But here's the deal. I injured myself taking a...
It's true. You know, it's such a catch-22 because it is very. I always get the calf ones, and then people,
those are awful.
and then people be
But
like,
my toes do that curly thing.
the curly thing. Yes, I hate that. What is that? People be like, it's lactic acid. From what? It's not like I worked out the day before. I mean, give me a break. And if I did work out,
the toe curling,
it's not like I worked out my toes. So how are my toes affected by the workout? Seriously.
And it'll just do it at random time. Like I'll just be sitting and watching TV, and all of a sudden my foot will go, and then it'll just freeze this way, and it'll be so painful. What do you take? Is it a banana thing? Is it a potassium?
People are saying
What
eat
is
a
it?
banana. People are saying eat
It
a
is a
banana.
banana.
You need more
Wait,
magnesium,
magnesium?
potassium. Yeah, you need potassium and all that kind of
Does
stuff.
do bananas have magnesium too?
You know what? Yeah, bananas. This. You know what? I just get up and I stand up, and if you stand on your toes, it helps.
No, that doesn't help me. It ends up being
doesn't?
like if I just try really hard not to think about it, then sometimes it'll go away.
Okay, so you're playing the ignoring game. You're just ignoring it.
Because if I
Ignoring
flip
your
it or if I
toes.
try to rub it out or whatever, it just never works. It makes everything worse. It's awful.
So
Pickle
awful.
juice. No, I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
I
No.
love pickle
Really?
juice.
The
Yes.
bunch of people are saying drink pickle
The
juice.
sodium. It's the sodium in there. Is that what it is? I love pickle juice.
No, and here's the weirdest thing. Sometimes when that happens, if I put on a pair of heels, it goes away.
That's what I'm saying. You stand on it.
But I
stand
have to.
on,
I can't just be standing up on like floor. I have
like
to
on
be
your tippy
heels.
toes. You have to get on your tippy toes. Yeah.
No, I have to put on a pair of heels, like actual heels, and walk around, and then it goes away sometimes. It's
Huh.
just super weird. I don't know. My feet are
You.
weird. Aging is weird.
Yeah, your
Everything is
body
weird.
needs sodium potassium balance. Yeah, that's what it is. It's what it's all about.
Okay,
Remember we talked about that
electrolyte.
with the migraines? Remember I told you about the migraines and how like it's all about
Yeah.
sodium potassium balance? Yeah, it's true.
People are telling me to like eat the weirdest stuff, like pickle juice and mustard packets. I can't do either of those.
Oh, I love both.
I will vomit. Ah, geez. But why? Demute. There you go. Yeah, sucking down a packet of yellow mustard. No, thank you.
I would do that all day long. I love that. Are you gonna get up today? Are you?
Yeah, we got to have some pre-weekend
get up,
flippity
get up.
flap.
Come on, get up.
Come on.
Come on, get up.
Come
Get
on.
up, everybody. Come on, get up.
Come on.
You haven't said hi all week. Come on, get up. Come on, get up. I'm gonna
Celery
get him
juice.
up. Hold
Why are
on.
you guys telling me such gross
I
things?
also like celery juice. I will juice celeries. I love celery juice. Come on, get up.
I'll do a banana, but man, I'm not going to do any of that other stuff. Blah. Coda was there earlier, you guys. I know we said Fridays that was
He
gonna
will
be a
not-
Coda day. So
he
why
will
are you,
not-
why do we not have Coda on a Friday?
Well, because you already had him once this week, and he's with my husband in the car. He's with my
Okay.
husband. I'm sorry.
So
you
next
guys.
Friday?
You already had him. Yeah, you'll have him next week. Yep.
Okay. Come on, Cash.
Come on, get up. Come on, get up. Come on, get up.
He's so defiant.
Get up. Come on. He will not get up. He will not. Get up.
Oh, I heard him flap.
Did you hear
though.
it? Did you guys
Yeah,
hear the
yeah.
flaps? Okay.
And
all
now,
right.
now he's there. Okay, so
All
I'm
right,
bringing
okay.
it in. Oh, look at that
Oh,
face. Look at it.
Oh, mwah. Maybe I'll flap again. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna bring it in. I'm bringing it in. He's so upset because we have the puppy now, and he's so afraid of him. And
So mad.
He's just so mad, you guys. He's so mad. Aren't you mad? You're so mad. Oh my God. You guys have the best weekend. Seriously, the best weekend ever. And we'll talk to you on Monday.